Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. It's so funny when I move so fast. I'm like, Carolyn, you're out of the screen. You're out of the screen. You're messing up. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hello. Good evening. I'm out for my sunset walk today. How are y'all doing today? I hope you're doing wonderful and you had a great day and you're out at some point getting some vitamin D. Hopefully you're living in an area that you can. If not, maybe you have a vitamin D lamp because that would be a good thing. This video today. So I want to first start off today, like just talking about how grateful I am for all you guys and just expressing my gratitude, my love, and just my whole heart for just having an amazing community, having amazing people. I know why I'm doing this because I get so many messages from all of you guys throughout the day. I get phone, email messages, direct messages on social media, just how much things I put out, whether it's my book, whether it's my coaching, whether it's my videos, how much it's literally helping changing your lives. And I just need to say, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. I've been in your shoes, and what a beautiful way to kind of give back and pay forward than to be expressing and sharing my knowledge and my gift and my voice to help those out of, a challenging place, because it's not fun. So first, let me just start off our day by doing a little booty shake dancing. You guys like the booty shake dancing? Booty shake! And I don't even care what I look like because look it, we got people all around. Well, people were around shaking my booty is not a really big thing, but I'm just always like, yeah, shake it. Who doesn't love a dance party? Who doesn't love a dance party? This is what you have to do. You have to live like you're 5 years fucking old. Not giving a shit. You know how, like, I have kids. If you're a mom and you have young kids, when the F do they care about what they're doing, what they're saying, how they're acting? Ever. They don't. And they're literally quite working off all this energy that they're around, whether it's a toxic energy, a person, something they've come across that literally is stuck on them, and they're like, get this ish off. That's right. All of a sudden they'll be like, walk in, and all of a sudden they'll be like, dear 100, yeah. So why aren't we doing that? Because we're afraid of judgment, right? We're afraid to act crazy and express ourselves in our truest nature. To just be like, ah! Because, if I'm doing that in the middle of the road, somebody's going to walk by or drive by, I'm like, what the fuck? That girl's crazy. And you know what? Maybe I am, but I'm crazy enough to live life to its fullest. But that is not exactly what I'm going to be talking about today. Today, as you'll see, let's let the truck pass. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the law of attraction. If you guys are stepping into your spiritual journey, maybe you're at the beginning, maybe you've had something happen in your life recently and it's just set you on this whirlwind of your own healing journey, right? And so I remember, quite frankly, when I started jumping into a lot of, sorry guys, my nose ring is twisting, so I'm like, you may see the barbell thing you're hanging out at some point. It's not a burger, I promise. It's totally metal. Anyways, woo! Squirrel brain. You may, if you're just starting out with your spiritual journey, you may come across, the first thing I came across was the law of attraction, right? You may have come across The Power, the book of Ron Devine's The Power, The Secret, right? Everything is about this law of attraction. And so I want to hop on here and kind of put a twist to that, right? A lot of us are like, oh, law of attraction is wonderful and great, and it is. The basic law of attraction is a principle and it's a foundation in this world that is a legit thing. But I want to come on here and say, for a lot of you guys that may be jumping into this and or have started this and or now maybe don't believe in it as much, right? You could be the person that's like, I don't know, Carolyn, the law of attraction, it doesn't work for me. I don't know what's going on. And this is where I want to get super clear when it comes down to manifestation, the law of attraction, and all that. I don't want you guys to give up on your spiritual journey. I don't want you to give up on manifestation or thinking that there isn't something greater than you because you've been showing up and doing the fucking work. Because I've been there too. When you start your journey and you start your healing journey or whatever that looks like, the law of attraction, there's a couple principles about the law of attraction that I'm not a huge fan of that I want to kind of outline for you so that you're not kind of rolling through the same things wondering if there's something wrong with you, because there isn't. The law of attraction, some of the principles I'm not a huge fan of, at least one of them I can go on, is the fact that putting the responsibility to say that basic law of attraction is when you put out positive comes back to you. When you put out negative comes back to you. Do I fully believe in that? Yes, I do. And that's but it's much deeper. The law of attraction is kind of like scratching the surface when you first jump into your spiritual journey or healing work or any of that stuff, right? Especially when it comes down to manifestation and manifesting your life the way you want to live it. But quite frankly, a lot of it can be a huge twist when you are like doing what they're saying. Okay, listen, I am thinking positive thoughts and playing positive music and doing all the positive and helping out all the people I can in the world and doing all this stuff, right? And then all of a sudden, you are literally handed a shit sandwich the next day. Or all of a sudden, a huge event blows up in your face. Or a drastic event happens and you're like, what in the actual fuck, right? Part of the law of attraction is like, I did this? Wait a minute, I called this in? Like, this is my fault? Right? So when something bad happens, it's like that natural thing where like, well, if it's, if you weren't positive enough, or if you weren't, high vibrational enough, or if you weren't doing, then you call that in. It's a direct reflection. Now, don't get me wrong. There's a time and place when we want to call in and be on the same vibration, and I'll get into that, as what we want to call in. But here's the thing. I need to set the ground straight. There is going to be things in your life that are just going to happen. Life is made up of things that are just going to happen. Whether you're in the highest vibrational state in your life or you're in the lowest vibrational state, it does not mean it's your fault. You are not calling that in. And that's the part that I was not a fan of, because when things happen in life, you're quite frankly like, what the fudge in a moment? I am doing so much good work. I'm healing from the inside out. I'm positive. I'm positive Pam every single day with my chipper attitude and all these things. And I'm doing the things I'm supposed to be doing. But then why did this event happen? That's BS, right? I was there. And so here's the thing. There's events that are going to just happen in your life. But what happens is, here's this shift change, is that these events are happening to help you grow into the biggest and most powerful and amazing version of yourself. So quite frankly, it's all about your reaction to these events. There's events that happen, like I've talked about in my past videos, like something that happened around my mother's passing with other toxic family members and people in my lives and having to put up boundaries and all the like. These events just happened, right? I wasn't in a low vibration. I wasn't not doing the work or anything like that to call in my mother's death. Those things are not on your response. They're not held, and you don't have to hold the weight of the world on your shoulders, because I quite frankly did for years, and it's not right. These events were meant to happen. Before you came into this life, you had a soul contract. So you knew these things were going to happen because they were going to catapult you into your next level of yourself. That you know that you were going to live this life, and there was going to be something that needed to set you on your path, whether you need to heal or grow to the next level or whatever it is, your healing journey. You were going to need this, big event to happen in your life to snap you out of living in the 3D world to living in the day-to-day, the mundane, the, get up, drive to work every day, work all day, come back home, make dinner, go to sleep, do it all again, right? Life is so much more than that. And sometimes we need a gigantic slap, punch, stepping down, spitting on it, lighting yourself on fire event to get your attention. Because quite frankly, we sometimes have a lot of these nudges that are happening that we are just missing because we're just too caught up in the day-to-day and the rat race, however you want to put it. We're just too caught up in that. So sometimes we need big events. But let me be clear. It's not that you're doing anything wrong. It's that these events are needed to help you shift into the next level version of yourself that's only going to be of higher vibration and be able to help heal yourself, heal the world, get to that next level for the greater capacity of this world, right? We're all here walking each other home, and we're all here to help each other out. So with that being said, we have to continuously grow and evolve. And so these are going to be events that are going to take place in your life, but they're not your fault. So I would like to clarify that, because I remember when I was going through my journey, the law of attraction, there's so many principles that really resonated, but there were some that I was like, wait a minute, but that's not someone's fault. Sometimes it's just like they get a shitty fucking day. But what we can learn and grow from that is that when these shitty things happen or these crappy days happen, how are we reacting to it? Because that right there is your answer, and literally the cream of the cake, frosting the cake, what do you want to say? That is going to show what needs healing inside of you. Because whatever is being triggered inside of you when these events, when these situations happen, is what needs to be healed the most. So if you're finding that these big events happen, you're like, oh my God, and you freak out, and you're like, oh my God, the whole world's falling down, and We have to be like, okay, why? Why am I feeling this way? What is feeling uncertain in me? Why am I being triggered to be, when we can just look from an observer's point of view, right? That this is just an event happening. It is not fun, and it's going to impact and change in whatever my life. And maybe it's something that's directly happening to you, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? But how can you learn the lesson from that? And how can you incorporate and implement that into your own life so that you don't have to relearn this lesson later in life, right? So you guys hear this? I have all kinds of music whenever I'm on my walks. I listen to it, I'm always like, this makes me want to I'm a goober, I know. That's just who I am. But quite frankly, that was one of the principles that I want to clarify here, because especially when you jump into it, law of attraction is so amazing. It's so easy to kind of first start your level of stepping into manifestation, stepping into your spiritual journey. And so I really wanted to just blow that out. That was one of the biggest principles that really I just had to clarify, because for so long, so many people, we just think naturally that we can jump back into our victim role, right? It's so easy to fall back and just be like, well, clearly I've been doing all the things, signing up for all the things and journaling and manifesting and meditating, all these things, and doing all, and then this happens, well, this shit doesn't work, right? And then we do retract into our old versions of ourselves thinking, this is woo-woo, this is junk, this is not working, this is fake, this is just out there, these people don't know anything, right? And then we go back into their old ways, and then those old ways are not going to serve us because it doesn't keep us on the vibration that is not serving us. So if we can first pull ourselves out from the picture and look at it from an observer point of view, and it is challenging, especially when we are in our own life and we are going through the shit. It's hard to be like, well, how can, I'm not sitting here saying don't feel the feels and don't go through emotions and don't process that. Absolutely. If you want to go cry your freaking eyes out, if you want to go be by yourself for a day or so, do it as necessary. Absolutely. But then you need to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, put on a sexy outfit, do whatever is going to light you up, play your favorite song, and shake off the attitude and shake off the energy, and then move forth into your life. And so here's the change with the law of attraction, and what I think the message is really trying to get across, and it was easier for me to understand when I kind of put it in this logic. When you, positive attracts positive, right? Negative attracts negative. It's like almost like a magnet. If you want to attract certain things in your life that you've never attracted, or that you've never seen or never felt, like maybe you're trying to look to buy a home and you never bought a home before, right? You want to quite literally get on the frequency of that. And the highest frequency we can get on is love. It's love. And you could be sitting there saying, well, Karen, I love things. I love my family. I love my dogs. I love my house. I love. But are you in that vibration most of your day? Are you in a state of gratitude most of your day? 60% of your day, 70% of your day? Are you in the energy of being thankful, of laughing carelessly, freely, of dancing, shaking your ass like I just did in the middle of the freaking neighborhood? Are you in that vibration most of your day? Because if you're not, again, we don't come from a place of judgment. We come from a place of knowledge and understanding on if we're wanting to get to a level of love, the highest frequency of love, and or gratitude, we need to first raise our vibration internally. And the easiest ways to do that is part of the videos I shared before, and I might tag it on this video as well, on the show notes or the description box or whatever it is. I'm still learning the YouTube language. I'll tag it there. But there's 4 or 5 simple ways to start raising your vibration. And once you're raising your vibration, you're matching the frequency of what you want to call in. And these things, if you're like, well, I want to buy a home and I want to buy a car, or I just want to feel happy and fulfilled again, I want to be more confident, whatever these are, you first have to start within yourself. There's always tips and tools and tricks to get you there. But you've got to feel it. You've got to feel it in here. And if you're not feeling it inside, then you know there's a couple things that you have to address. You have to first maybe take a couple steps back and say, okay, why am I feeling this way? What is coming up for me? And the easiest way to do that is to meditate, is to get into silence or get into the quiet of yourself. And sometimes you might need music to help you, but really just be quiet. Have you ever taken even 5 minutes? Because it's very hard for a lot of us, especially when we're coming from the day-to-day mundane rat race going through the motions. Have you ever just taken 5 minutes to yourself in quiet and just sat with yourself? Not thought about anything, not thought about your tasks for the day, what happened during the day, what's happening tomorrow. Oh my God, my kids have to eat this dinner and I have to do this tomorrow and this is coming up and oh my gosh. And, have you ever just shut it off? Because sometimes I feel like a lot of us are afraid to be with ourselves and in the quiet. Because it's a scary place. It's unknown. We've never really sat there. We're not really hanging out there all the time. But it's in these moments of quiet and in these moments of stillness that we find our answers. When we start quieting our mind and all of a sudden we think of something, we hear something sometimes. It's part of your spiritual awakening. We have a thought that crosses our mind that we never would have thought about. So is it ours? Is your higher self looking out for you? Right? This is where we're starting to pay attention, open, and start expanding our consciousness. And as we're doing that, we're going inside to heal ourselves, right? We might get a nudge saying, my heart hurts because of X. I didn't like how this person made me feel because of X. I'm feeling this way because of X, right? And X is just whatever's coming up for you. I want to feel more like this because of X. I feel like I'm not good enough because of X, right? And when you start getting these answers and these downloads and these thoughts, that's your higher self. You're quite literally getting downloads from your higher self on what needs to be healed. Because then when you have these sentences pop in your mind, you're like, well, whoa, I didn't realize the reason why I was upset at so-and-so was because I felt like I was being left out. Or I felt like I was not good enough for them, right? Then you can dig deeper and peel those layers back from like an onion. Well, ask yourself, then you can start asking yourself, well, why do I feel unworthy? Why do I feel not good enough? Or why am I not confident enough? Or why do I feel like they would want to leave me out? Or why do I feel like I'm not good enough to hang out with them? Why am I feeling these feelings? Oh, another thought pops in. Oh, well, because when you were in 8th grade, you got left out of a gathering with some of your friends. Or in 8th grade, somebody stood you up. You're like, wait, hold the phone. You're talking about Johnny Sozo, blah, 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 blah. That moment came up, and it sounds funny and it can sound extreme, but in reality, it's because those are the moments that when they happened in our lives, they left an imprint in us. And so when we can go back in and say, well, I was only, whatever age you were, I'm like the 8th grade, what would we be at? Like 12, 13? I didn't know enough, and I'm sure they didn't know enough. They were just learning life too. They wouldn't want to have hurt me. So let me let that thought and that emotion and that event go. And quite literally envision it, close your eyes, envision that event, picture it as a balloon, and let it go. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And watch that weight lift. And then you're gonna start seeing things start shifting. And you can do this to other things that are popping up in your mind. And if it takes a little time and you're not really hearing anything or feeling anything, use a journal, a pen and paper. It works wonders. Write down what you're hearing, you're feeling. Play a little bit of music. It's called the Devi, I think it's the Devi or Deve prayer. It's DEVI prayer. Check that out on Spotify or even YouTube. That's great music to really sit in and hear it, and it just really gets into your vibration, and it helps you be able to extract. That was huge when I was trying to extract a lot and journal of things and getting a lot of my answers when I was going through parts of my healing journey. And so I want to share that with you too. With that being said, just getting clear and just knowing that one, the law of attraction, that events and situations are going to happen in your life. But it's not your fault. and you don't necessarily call in these bad things that come across your life. These things are already set up to happen to, one, push you, catapult you in to healing or going through your next stage in your life and in your journey and in your awakening, whatever that looks like, right? So with that being said, I want to leave you with this. If you are in your healing journey and you are trying to call in and manifest your dream life and you don't know where to begin, start doing what I mentioned before with the meditation and start journaling. Journaling is powerful. You wouldn't be the free-flowing writing. You wouldn't believe how much that has changed my life and how I've quite literally started rewriting my story and rewriting my life. And by saying that, you are quite literally putting your words down on paper and you are speaking as if this is already happening to you in your life. And part of it, when I would start doing journaling, a lot of people saying, I am this or I am that, right? You're talking in the presence as if it's already happening. Part of that was always kind of like, it didn't sit well sometimes, because I'm like, well, I obviously don't have this car, I don't have this house yet, so by me saying it, I feel like I'm lying to myself somewhere, right? Good. If you're that person, stop by writing down, I am in the process of receiving X. I am in the process of healing my heart from X. I am in the process of whatever that looks like for you, and quite literally start jotting those down. And follow up by saying, I love myself. I am grateful for my life. I am grateful for my body. I am grateful for my soul. I am grateful for whatever it is. Finish off 10 things you're grateful for. I can't stress this enough, because it sounds so mundane and it sounds so tedious and easy, like, really, Carolyn? But when you actually show up and you do that work and you do the little things like writing things down or saying them in your mind, things in your life, in your outer world, start changing. When you start changing your inner world, your outer world reflects that. Things around you. Again, events can still happen, right? Shit can still happen. It's not for a lack of you not putting out enough into the world, right? Or healing enough. It's just that there is some things that are going to happen. But when you are healing and you are in a more healed place and a place of love, comfort, contentment, fulfillment, being grateful, when these events happen, you are in a better place than you are now to be able to handle that with better and easier, and ease and grace is how I want to put it. I'm like sitting there, I'm like stuttering. Blah, 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 blah. You can handle it with more ease and grace versus more frustration, worry, and fear. When you begin healing yourself and in your inner journey, in your heart, you can actually take these things on and be like, well, okay, well, that sucks. But how can I move from here? How can I grow from here? What can I do to control my life and what surrounds me? Because you do have power over that. You're a multi-dimensional being, despite what anybody has ever told you. And you can quite literally manifest anything in your life with the right tools and atmosphere and environment around you. This does come with some work. This does come with boundaries. This does come with putting out what you only are going to allow into your life. But you have the power and you are freaking worth it. And so, again, let's remove ourselves from the victim role. Realize that there is just going to be things that happen in this life. Law of attraction, way of speaking. But knowing that you have the power to control how you're going to react to that situation and how you want your life to look moving forward, despite the situation in your life that may have just happened or around you. Maybe it's a greater collective event. How can you control your reaction so that your world manifests in the way that you want it to? Okay. I hope this hit home. I hope this resonated, guys. Really speaking from my heart. I tap in, I tune in, and I just flow when I'm walking. This is why I love walking and talking. And even though there's distractions around, when you're present in the moment, there's things that are messages that need to be clear. And I know who is needing to hear this. You're worth it. I love you. I see you. I'm grateful. And I'm so fucking proud of you. On that note, have a wonderful evening, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll see you in the next video. That's what I'm supposed to say. I'll see you in the next video. All right, bye guys.